Hey guys, this is Jackson, and today in this video, what I was gonna do was I was gonna show you some of the things that I like to do to get my blood flowing and like keep healthy and happy and like energized and to take care of my body while developing. And in particular, I was gonna show you what I like to do down at the skate park. I've been going to the skate park for years and years and years since I was a kid, like 11 or 12 years old, and it's been a massive part of my life ever since then. Like, I've spent years and years and years learning how to do all the jumps and do tricks and grinds, and I've spent a lot of time socializing down there, and it's been a really profound experience for me. And so I was going to show you that this morning, but I can't do that video today because I went out to the car this morning and I realized that my scooter was stolen. Somebody somebody had gotten into my car over the night and stolen my scooter. And they're not cheap. Like, it was probably like $1,500 probably for all the different parts. They're very robust parts, obviously, to withstand like the impact of all the tricks and shit. So it's, you know, I'm pretty fucking bummed about it. All my friends and things are posting on social media and stuff, like pictures of it, and telling everybody to keep an eye out for it. So, like, fingers crossed I can recover it, but who knows. But yeah, man, someone got into my car over the middle of the night and they'd taken everything out of the fucking glove box and all the compartments and things, and left shit everywhere, and then my scooter was missing. So that was a nice surprise to wake up to. So yeah, I can't do the skate park video today, but it's sort of given me another idea for a video, which is sort of, I want to talk about like the reality that I experience, my personal experience of like living in a fucking environment like this, and trying to game develop in a place like this. I live in a rural town in Australia. It's a small city. We've got a population of like 60,000 in the greater area, I think. But it's like the sort of place where I don't have any like colleagues around here. I don't. There's nowhere I can go and meet to talk to other game developers. Like, all the other shit is like sort of in the city, and it can be it's isolating. It's very isolating out here. And the reality that I personally experience in the world that I live in is that I live in a bad neighborhood. I feel like I have to be constantly like vigilant, which I think plays into the amount of stress I feel on my day-to-day life. Like, I often feel like I've had periods of time where I've moved away to different spots. Like, I did a couple of videos on here a few years ago where I lived in a cabin in the woods for a while with electricity, and I did some game development work there. And by comparison, like how I felt there compared to how I felt here. Sorry, I'm trying to put my phone on mute so it doesn't go off while I'm doing this video. Oh my god, this stupid fucking thing. I can't do it with my left hand. The way that I felt out there, I felt so much like more inspired and productive because I wasn't constantly worried about, like, I didn't have this chronic underlying stress of like being vigilant about the neighborhood in which I live. And just like other chronic stresses about like money and things, which I'll talk about more in a minute perhaps. But just to paint a picture of like this environment that I live in. But even before I do that, like, the reason that I'm sharing all of this is just like everybody's experience as an indie developer and a game developer is obviously different, and there's a lot that goes into like a person's art and how they succeed in their profession and all of that. There's what their career looks like is it's grown out of like the soil or the environment that is their entire life, and everybody has fucking like different shit that they deal with that they don't, like, you don't necessarily see, and people have struggles that you don't necessarily see. Like, I've got my own struggles, you've got your own struggles, the next person has got their own struggles, and we sort of live in a world where we don't see each other's struggles. Like, we don't know what people have to go through in order to fucking put their game out. Like, we don't know a person's story that, you know, led up to them developing, maybe they've worked on a game for like a couple of years, and maybe they've battled with chronic health problems, or maybe they experienced like loss in their family, or breakups with a, you know, an intimate relationship, or like, you don't fucking know, man. And like all of that shit is like, it's so significant in a person's life journey, but it's like shit that nobody sees. And so when we're looking on YouTube at other people's development careers, like you only see like the game development. You only see the stuff that's relevant to, like, you might see programming videos, or you might see development logs and shit like that, but it's only ever related to the project. You don't see what's happening in a person's fucking life. And so it's like, when you're an indie developer, it's like, it's so easy to compare yourself to all these people and see all their progress and think, oh fuck, like, you know, they're all doing so well, and I'm just fucking stuck over here, like battling with this and battling with that. And it can give you like bad expectations of yourself. It can dishearten you and discourage you, and just trick you, because what you see on the internet is not an actual representation of what's going on. And I feel like if we knew what was going on in some people's lives, I think it would give us a lot more courage and a lot more hope and a lot more strength and like power, because we can relate to each other's stories and see, oh fuck, they're like dealing with this trouble, or like you know, like it helps us understand each other, and it helps us understand ourselves. And then I think that's important. So anyway, to share a little bit about my fucking story. Yeah, I just live in a shit spot, man, and it's by my own choice. Like I choose to live here because of like the downsides I see with the alternative. I live in a neighborhood here where I have to be constantly vigilant. I feel like I could potentially be like robbed any sort of day, and so like I'm sort of constantly like a little bit on edge. Just to explain what I mean, like some of the encounters that I've had with people here, I've got one neighbor over a fence over here. They have these apartments where they put convicts who are like fresh out of prison. It's like I don't know if you call it like a halfway house or whatever, before they go and rent somewhere else. So we get we get some interesting people in there, man. Some of them lovely, some of them not so much, some of them very unstable. And there's this guy in there who's fucking like, he's like thrown shit at people's cars who have like parked out the front, and like verbally abused people, and like he yells in his house next door, and like sings at the top of his lungs at like fucking 2 a.m. sort of thing. He's like tried to sort of, I wouldn't say assault me, but he's like verbally sort of like been aggressive towards me, trying to paranoid about stuff that I did that was completely not in touch with reality. And then he sort of attacked me for it because he's perceived a threat or ill intent from me. I've got some other neighbors over this other fence over here who have threatened to kill me one night because I confronted them about a barking dog that was barking at all hours in the morning, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. for weeks and weeks and months at a time. And so I confronted them one day, and this young man over there, he fucking didn't take it well at all. He was like, you know, it's a fucking dog, mate. Like, fucking dogs bark, like, and yeah. Then he was like, I think I was polite. I did my best to be polite. I'm not always polite. I sometimes crack the shits. Everybody does. Everybody says some shit and behaves in ways that they wish that they didn't. But anyway, he said he was gonna kill me. He said he was gonna get his brother or his mates or something. He says, you're dead, cunt. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, as he was walking off, and I was like, come back, bro. Like, let's sort this out. Can we just fucking talk? And he's like, no, you're fucking dead. Like, so I went to sleep that night, pretty afraid. I slept with a knife like beside my bed. Like, I didn't think I was gonna have to use it, but like I sort of didn't know, and so I had it there like just for safety, because I didn't know if he was gonna like come in and, you know, not be in his right mind, or maybe one of them over there would fucking do some drugs and come over here and then you know, try to start some shit. And so I wanted to make sure that I was able to protect myself. And so that's the sort of shit that you know, I sort of deal with like daily, is just these fucking problems like this. I've been developing here on the computer, man, at like there's been maybe two or three instances of this where I've been developing and then I've heard a noise outside my door here. And one time I had this one guy, he jumped over the fucking back fence, like around there. He jumped over the fucking back fence and took a shortcut through my yard, and then just like out the front and then back onto the road, because there's a court that's over that back fence, and he must have just been like, it was early in the morning, it was like 7 a.m. in the morning or something, and he's just jumped the fucking fence, taken a shortcut through the yard, and I'm watching him from my room. He wasn't looking at me, he didn't know I was here, and he's just walked through the gate and then out the front, and I sort of followed him out and just watched him walk up the road, and I was like, what the fuck was that about? While I was working, you know, like first thing in the morning, it was like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. or something. And I'm thinking, is he gonna rob us? Or like, what the fuck is he doing here? But he just walked on and didn't notice me, so I was like, fair enough. Never saw him again, so that was fine. Another morning, I had this fucking small, skinny bloke walk in, and I was working, and I had music playing. And I heard something outside, and then I look out here, and he's right at my doorstep. He's like, just there. And he's out of his mind. He's on drugs, or I think he was drunk or something. And I get out, and I was a little bit shocked, so my fight response activated. Because I was bigger than him as well, so I felt like pretty confident. I stepped out there. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing in here?" Like, and then he said he heard the music, and he thought it sounded like a radio or something, and he thought that was okay to wander in. And basically he asked me for a glass of water. He was after a glass of water at the end of the day. So I think he was just like really out of his mind. But anyway, I thought he was wandering around to like rob shit, and so I was like, get out the fucking front right now, and I followed him out, and then I went and got him a glass of water, and he drank that and just he sculled the fucking whole thing. It was like a massive bottle, and he necked it. He just chugged it down, and then he was like, oh, that was beautiful. And then gets on his fucking bike and then and then rides off. So that was fucking bizarre. But yeah, like this is a family home. Like I've got some family like living inside the main house there. I live in this fucking caravan out here. I got like my own Wi-Fi and power and that. And yeah, we've had different robberies and bullshit that's gone down over the years. Plenty of violence on the fucking street. People walking up and down out of their minds on drugs and whatever. So yeah, man. I don't know where I was going with this, but basically, like, this is just sort of the backdrop in which I do my development. And I don't share it for like sympathy, because this is a choice that I've made. Like, I want to live here because it's cheap. Like I don't have to go and pay for like rent in the city or even rent somewhere else in the town, and then like go and have to work full time for like some game development company, or even part time for some company that doesn't do work that I align with, or worst case, like some fucking degenerate company where I don't fucking agree with what they're doing at all, and I think they make dog shit games and like whatever, and I'm just like part of a system. Like I don't want to fucking live like that. Like I don't care if I have to live like a fucking like piece of shit without money in a neighborhood that has me constantly vigilant. Like I choose that suffering over the suffering of doing shit that fucking kills my soul, because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing to me. And at the end of the day, like I've got a dream, which is to make games that I'm passionate about, and I've got plenty of fucking ideas for games that I want to make, and I've made the commitment. It's my commitment. My commitment is to those games. My commitment is to the visions that I've got and the ideas that I've got. And in this situation, I've got all the time in the world. I don't have much money. I really fucking struggle with money sometimes, man. Like, there's been times where I haven't been able to fucking pay for food. I haven't had a car. Like, I haven't been able to get like transport around. I've had to miss out on events. I've had to miss out on so much shit just because I couldn't get there or couldn't afford it. Sometimes I have issues with my computer. I have issues with my laptop. I haven't been able to get new ones. I haven't been able to get them fixed. I've got an old fucking phone that is like full of, the memory's full, and I need to get a new one. Like, I really struggle with money, dude. And you know, that's a problem, but it's also like it's the path that I've chosen. I've chosen to take that path because it allows me to do what I find meaningful, which is I get all the time in the world to focus on my creativity and to focus on my games and to do the things that I'm passionate about and to learn the things that I want to learn. And I have no obligation to anybody else. I don't have to fucking report to anybody else. I don't have a boss standing over me. I don't have fucking like KPIs to meet. Like, there's none of that shit. I work on my own schedule. I can take days off. I can take weeks off. I can take months off as long as I can afford it. And I get to work on the games that I love to do. So we call that ghetto game development, right? Like that's 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 what this is. And so yeah, like I'll probably put some clips in here of the exercise and that. I'm gonna put some martial arts in this video because the whole reason I learned that was basically to defend myself. Like in this place that I live in, like I spent so much years of my life being afraid of conflict, and I'm still afraid of conflict. I'm terrified of conflict, but after a couple of years of Muay Thai is the style. I've got a little bit more confidence, and I stand a little bit taller, and I'm a little bit less easy to move. Like when I feel myself coming to a confrontation with somebody with like the risk of physical like altercation. I don't go out of my way to intimidate people. I don't go out of my way to get in confrontations with people. But when they do come to me, I feel a little bit more able to like hold myself. So that was the whole reason why I wanted to do that. Is I wanted to confront that fear basically because I live in a place where it feels like it's ever present. And I mean, you get shit like that wherever you go. Like you're always gonna have people who fucking cause trouble and try to fucking bully you, or you know, try to like stand over you and assert power over you to get you to do what they want. And so I think, you know, I think everybody should learn how to defend themselves, and I think it is a good thing. But yeah, man, I think I've probably rambled for long enough, so I'm gonna cut this video there. Maybe if you feel inclined, maybe you could share some of your own struggles. What are the things that you struggle that influence your career but are not directly related to your career? What are the sort of things that you might battle with on a day-to-day basis that that people don't see and doesn't show up in your work? Because I feel like reading and hearing people's stories like that, like I said earlier, it gives you a bit more power, it gives you a bit more courage, and it makes you feel seen and understood, and it's relatable. So yeah, guys, anyway, I hope sharing that story helped. And if you want to support this channel, there are some links and shit below. I'm going to be doing a bunch of new plugins and things soon for all you indie devs, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, check out the stores and things below. But that's it. See ya.